Yes, thank you, Carl. I wanted to briefly comment on the postponement of item 10A, the City of Del Mar LCP amendment. We've been working with the city for almost 4 years now on this CLRI's adaptation plan and this LCP amendment. And we provided 2 rounds of grant funding to support those efforts. And I have to say, I was quite frankly surprised and very disappointed that the city council summarily rejected all 25 of our suggested modifications without any discussion or consultation with us whatsoever. In my view, our suggested modifications were incredibly measured and for the most part simply incorporated the adaptation strategies and measures from the city's own adaptation plan. And many of these suggested modifications were incredibly benign and clarifications of their own policy language and tweaks, in my view. In addition, I have to say, I did not appreciate the rhetoric and characterization of staff's motives behind this LCP amendment, and somehow the suggested modifications were some sort of late hit. I would note that we actually sent out the staff report a week prior to our first mailing, which I don't think we, in my experience here, have ever done, in an effort to give the city plenty of time, as well as the public plenty of time, to digest this, complex this LCP amendment. So, to date, we have not received a response from the city as to why they object to our suggested modifications. In addition, we have been meeting, I just want to remind you that, again, we've met over 4 years on this. We have clearly articulated our concerns and issues on this adaptation plan and LCP amendment in many, many meetings, phone calls, and detailed correspondence. Therefore, I have to say I was not inclined to agree to a postponement, as I did not think there was any room for any productive discussion on the suggested modifications, given the clear rejection of all of the modifications by the City Council. However, on Monday, I had a good discussion with the city manager and some of his staff, and he indicated that the city is open and willing to have a productive discussion on the suggested modifications, and thinks that we can make some progress in resolving at least some of our differences on the suggested modifications. Therefore, in the spirit of collaboration and I think responsible government, I, as well as not wanting to have this all go to waste, I agreed to the postponement to continue to work with the city. And I hope that going forward that we can work in partnership with the goal of narrowing our areas of disagreement. We have a great responsibility as we respond to sea level rise across our state and the risk it poses to our communities. And we need to take that seriously, and we need to do everything we can to make sure that we are looking out for the residents of this great state and protecting and building resilient communities. And I hope that we can, cooler heads will prevail and that we can reach some reasonable compromises that don't, we have to uphold our values and the law, but this is a give and take between us and the city. There's a lot of talk about local control all the time I'm getting this narrative from many of our cities. You heard some of that at the local government workshop. I quite frankly am disappointed that we have not gotten past that. It's been 40 plus years since the Coastal Act was passed, and even longer when Prop 20 was passed. And the strength of the Coastal Act is founded in this partnership. It's not about who controls what, it's about this partnership of working together. And I've been going around the state, making this case to our local governments that we need to get together and work on this, one of the greatest planning challenges this state and this nation has ever faced. So with that, I'm looking forward to working with the city and making progress on that. So I just wanted to give you some context around that. There's been a lot of rhetoric and press on this. We have purposely remained silent on that because I don't want to inflame or do a tit for tat sort of thing. So anyhow, Thank you, Madam Chair.
Well, thank you.